We're clear to go?
Yes.
Thank you very much, SCL TV. The Legislation Rules Committee hearing will now come to order. Or please call the roll.
Alderman Ryan. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
Here.
Alderwoman Velasquez.
You're muted, Alderwoman.
Present.
Thank you.
Chair
We need to
Varner.
see her. Okay. We need to see her face though. We can't. There we go.
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Alderwoman Velasquez.
Present.
Chair Varner.
Present.
Alderman Ryan. We have 3 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you so much. With that done, we will entertain a motion for the approval of minutes from October 10th, 2023.
Alderman Ryan.
I need a motion and a second, please, don't I?
I make the motion that we accept the minutes from our previous meeting.
Second.
Alderman Ryan. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Velasquez.
Aye.
Chair Varner.
Aye.
Alderman Ryan. We have 3 aye votes.
All right. By your vote, we have approved the minutes of October 10th, 2023. Item 4, board bills for review. We have none. Resolutions for review. We have item number 1, resolution number 159, introduced by Alderwoman Alicia Saulnier. With that, I will turn it over to you, Alderwoman.
Thank you, Chair Varner and members of the committee. So I think this resolution is pretty self-explanatory. We're engaging in the process for the RAM settlement money and outlining priorities and people's interest. I think I would just ask for Madam Clerk to read the resolution. It really explains itself with much of the reading and text itself.
All right, thank you so much. Madam Chair, please proceed.
Resolution number 159, priority challenges for the RAM settlement. Whereas the goal for the RAM settlement is to use the funds to help solve big challenges that impact city residents, and whereas in a citywide survey commissioned by the Board of Aldermen, residents were asked to share the challenges that affected them or people they cared about. This survey reached nearly 3,200 residents with representation from every ward of the city. And whereas inadequate city services were the top priority challenges for residents, with car damage caused by poorly maintained street infrastructure and slow 911 response being some of the most widespread challenges reported by survey participants. And whereas 53% of residents who shared additional challenges reported concerns with crime or public safety, describing experiences with car break-ins, reckless driving, and a lack of police presence. And whereas the city needs to increase its workforce to adequately enforce legislation and fulfill the needs of residents, and increase wages and benefits are a critical component of attracting more workers. And whereas the city's sources of revenue need to be more resilient to economic downturns, and whereas the city's water infrastructure is outdated and in need of upgrades, and whereas lack of access to affordable and quality childcare undermines children's futures and makes it difficult for city families to afford basic needs and contribute meaningfully to the economy. And whereas pedestrians, bicyclists, and drivers rely on sidewalks, roads, and public transit to commute in their daily lives, but many feel unsafe doing so due to dangerous roads, reckless driving, and poor infrastructure. And whereas downtown St. Louis has suffered disproportionately from the departure of the Rams, as well as the impacts of the COVID pandemic. And whereas the Board of Aldermen must be fiscally responsible stewards of the RAM settlement funds and responsive to the needs of city residents. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Aldermen adopts the following as the priority challenges for the purposes of the RAM Settlement Plan: attracting and retaining city workers, increasing public safety, improving city finances, upgrading water infrastructure, increasing access to affordable childcare, improving community mobility, and catalyzing downtown reinvestment. We further direct the clerk of this board to create a formal copy of this resolution so that it can be presented at a time and place and to those deemed appropriate by its sponsors. Introduced this 17th day of November 2023 by the Honorable Alicia Sanye, Alderman, 7th Ward. Co-sponsors the Honorable Megan Green, President of the Board of Aldermen.
Well, thank you so much. All right, with that, you may proceed, Alderwoman Sonier.
Excellent. I think from that, I can take questions from you all. I just want to thank you all. I've talked to most of our colleagues about, what are your interests? What are your priorities? We've taken the time to review in depth both the paper copies and the information entered into the survey portal that we made for residents. And then I will also just add that obviously we're not in a rush to spend these funds or get this moving. This is just to kind of give a kind of a synopsis of information and requests that have been collected from alders and from the public, but we do have RAM settlement funds that still needs to be spent and has a deadline. So I just want to make sure you all know that, there's no rush on this. This is not an immediate move. This is just to outline some of the priorities that we all have as a city.
All right, thank you so much. With that, we'll go through the committee for questions. Alderman Velasquez, do you have any questions of the sponsor? Alderman from the 6th? Hearing no response, we'll move on to
I have no questions. Sorry.
Okay,
I
thank
hit
you,
the
sir.
Zoom, the mobile version, but no.
all right, thank you so much. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard, any questions or comments of the sponsor?
No questions, thank you.
All right, I have none. I see a couple other members of the board. Are you here just to observe, or are there any questions? We have Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to speak. I appreciate this, and I do see a lot of things that I really care about on this resolution. I think while I support funding a lot of these things, it comes back to me being interested in sort of the municipal endowment fund idea and employee pay and benefits and salaries and everything like that, which I think a lot of this falls into. But I think so I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out and what my colleagues have to say about what their priorities are. But at this time, that's kind of where my mind is. So thanks for letting me have the time to talk.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman. I see Alderman Browning from the 9th. Are you here just to observe, or you would like to comment, sir?
Just observing, but again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Would share what the Alderwoman from the 1st just said. Same concerns. I think these are all great priorities, but in order to make 287 million or so stretch that far, we're going to need to get creative. So just want to say I'm in support of the general idea of this, and again, appreciate you giving me the time. Thanks.
No worries. When you get as old as I am, you like to hear young voices. It's okay. All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 159. You're muted.
I move that we adopt resolution 159.
I second.
Aura, please call the roll.
Alderman Ryan. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Velasquez.
Aye.
Chair Valmer.
Aye.
Alderman Ryan. We have 3 aye votes.
Thank you very much. With that, we have passed out resolution number 159 to the full board. I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you, Alderwoman Sonier. You are excused if you'd like to be. We're just going to muddle through the rest of this.
Thank you all.
Committee discussions, I believe we have none. Or is there some I don't know about, Aura?
You are correct. We have none.
Yeah, it's not often women tell me I'm right. I've been married a long time. Thank you for that. All right. Any written testimony?
We have none.
Announcements.
We have any from anyone?
All right. No. Excuse Alderman. With that, we will excuse Alderman Ryan for a necessary absence. And with that, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Previous roll.
previous roll.
All right. By your vote, we have adjourned the meeting. Thank you so much for spending part of your afternoon with us. It's been a pleasure. All right. Meeting adjourned. Say bye.